Well, hello everyone, and welcome back. So, since then, I spent some time leveling this monk that I have. I also went around and gathered some of those resources to turn in and, did those things in order to get access to the next step of the campaign for the monk. So, let us continue, shall we?
We are a force of balance in a chaotic ocean.
It is time to send a rescue operation to the gates of valor, PapaNeeks. I will prepare our troops and send them at once. We will need a sizable army to take on the massive Legion force in Stormheim. Grandmaster, go ahead whenever you are ready. I will send our forces to meet you in the field.
Evil cannot take root if our hearts stay pure.
So I'll go ahead and show off a couple of mounts I've gotten since then. This one here. So if you don't know how you acquire said mount, hold on, let me take a moment here. There it is. Ta-da! Lord of the Rains. That's the Heavenly Azure Cloud Serpent. And then of course there's this bad boy here that I got from the Mugushan Vaults raid. Got this one to finally drop. Yay! But of course, I'll always love Banlu.
Good to see you again, Grandmaster.
Good to see you too, Banlu. Alright, so before we head out, let me double check. Alright, I've got Chen with me. Let's go ahead and do that. I saw someone comment in the previous part about this campaign that they were going to be going after this mount. And so they found my video, and they were happy that they found a video to be able to kind of show this, so they could be able to kind of, like, I guess, enjoy seeing me go through this, and something else to do while they were working on it, because they also want... Because there's plenty of people that want to do what I did, which is get as many of the class order hall mounts from Legion as they can, especially during these times, and that's the one that you get for the monk. So if you're watching this, that's what you get. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's very unique in the fact that it is, of course, the only mount that basically talks to you, which I get a very good kick out of. He's pretty fun. I, of course, love the look of the mount. The mount looks really cool. It's a tiger mount. It's got a keg on the back, which is great. It's very monk to me. And, of course, I get to show off another mount right here, the Time Reaver. I still remember when this happened. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know if I would ever get this mount, considering how low of a drop rate it has, but boy, was I happy to get it. I took advantage of time walking basically every chance I got in order to try and have a shot at getting this, while also trying to level alts and such. So it was like, oh hey, I can be able to use this to work on alts and other, get badges to try and get some of those little rewards from the time walking vendors. There are still some mounts I have to get from those vendors that I need badges for, because some of those mounts look really cool and I really want them. Apparently there's an assault going on here in Stormheim. Not really interested in helping out Odin with that, but that is good to know. Apparently it's only going on for another hour, so this would be nice for me to use this character on here, because this is a great way for me to get this character closer to level 50, even though there's not much of a big reason for this character to get to level 50 in terms of like a reward or such, but it will put them in position for me to help farm other things later on in the future, because you can be able to, as long as they're level 50 or higher, you'll be able to have more access. However, while this is going on, you can go over here and be able to get a nice little buff. All stats get increased by 5%, so that is nice. Of course, Chen has the mount that you can get from, I think it's Zulon. I want that mount. Let's see where it's... Ah, there you are. There you are, Iron Fist.
How are ya?
They made you Grand Master, eh? Well, I was busy anyway. Anyway, I managed to escape from those fell-drinking dirt kickers across the road, but our own are still in trouble. Those Legion worms are gonna to sacrifice the prisoners for their souls. We've got to help them. I got bad news for you. We don't have time to wait for reinforcements. They're sacrificing prisoners now. Every minute that we wait here jabbering is another life on the line. First things first, my friend Selara is being held captive in the camp just across the road. We need to free her. She'll be a valuable ally. We've got to move. Move! Move! He probably said, move, move, move! Gonna have to do a bit of fighting here.
I was just about to get.
Alright, let's get Zulon out here. Oh, I'm sorry, Zuen out here. I want to see Zulon.
It is locked. It is locked.
Really? Oh, the key. Over here.
I need to get closer.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
It is too far away. I need to target something first.
Good riddance.
There we go. Got the key.
Thank you.
Impressive.
I need to get closer.
You see where you get your reputation.
Great to meet
you.
Good, you did it. Selara is worth 10 well-trained monks. Most of the prisoners are being held in the main camp at the Gates of Valor. Our people have been beaten and tortured, and worse still awaits for them if we don't save them. Find the cages within the main camp and free as many monks as you can find. I'll be right beside you, knocking heads and taking names. I like this guy.
Watch your back.
I have a favour to ask of you. My good friend Hero is still somewhere inside the main camp. The only problem is, the Gates of Valor are swarming with the biggest, baddest, nastiest Legion creatures I've ever seen. If we walk in there, we'll just get slaughtered. But I've seen these Vrykul chugging some kind of special brew called Storm Brew. It's kind of a combat tonic that makes them bigger and stronger. Let's steal some of that drink, and then storm in to save Hero.
Safe travel.
Ishnu Dal Diev.
Our friends are in danger. We will save them. Kill any Legion in the way.
Good luck, friend.
Where are we going today, Grandmaster?
Let's see how this goes.
Good
There it is.
Grandmaster.
The Storm Brew.
Yeah, that's the stuff. You feel better or what?
So yeah, damage taken is reduced by 25%, critical strike chance increased by 25%.
The effects wear off. Just look for more storm brew up ahead. Vrykul loves regular stuff. Good riddance.
I cannot have a target. It is too far away. I need a target. to get closer.
Stories were true about you. Not bad.
What brings you
Not
here?
bad at all.
Well fought.
Be careful.
Little paw.
Three.
It is too far away.
I was just about to get him.
He's like, you took that from me.
I was just about to get him.
I'm pretty sure that's Gideon Emery voicing him. Where is Hero? And Duo, and Troa, and Katra, and... Oh, sorry. Wrong hero. There he is.
Hero. Hey, Hero. Are you alright, mate?
Hey, look, the door open!
Trifling
Good
creatures!
riddance.
Once again, you have disrupted my plans.
Good work,
I promise
Grandma.
you this, monks of the Broken Temple. The next time we meet, you will pay for your insolence!
Good work, Grandmaster. That should be all of them.
See you soon!
Ah, thanks be to you for freeing me. I thought I was demon food for sure.
Spirits.
The monks be free and we put a turn into that Eredar lady's side. I'm back with my friends and looking forward to sleeping in a bed tonight. Let's go back to the Wandering Isle. I've never been so excited to see a turtle in my life.
Later.
Alright, back to the Wandering Isle.
You are a beacon of light in the darkness.
This is fantastic news, PapaNeeks. Not only have you disrupted the Legion's plans, but you have saved the lives of numerous people. In addition, you rescued 3 of the greatest monks we have trained in recent history. The Order is indebted to you once again.
We will not rest until the Legion is defeated.
You got my attention.
It was an honor to see you in action, Grandmaster PapaNeeks. I'm more determined than ever to put an end to Lady Callisteris and the Legion forces. I think we could take the Vrykul Storm Brew and make our own recipe, and use their own weapon against them. Will you let me fight by your side? Of course, Angus.
Won't regret this, Grandmaster.
Ishnu Allah.
She gazes out the door at the sky beyond. She seems deep in thought, as if thinking about some other unfinished task. She heaves a small, barely audible sigh, and then her steely eyes shift and lock onto you. My place is here. I fight for you. She smiles, and then she curtsies.
Talk to me.
Ah, it feels good to be back out of harm's way. Now that I've got a couple of brews in me, I feel much better. I owe you my life, Grandmaster. You have my undying loyalty. Just say the word, and I will do whatever you ask of me.
Yeah, we be on your side now. Things will be better soon.
Stay strong in this time of unrest.
The Storm Brew is created by a legendary Vrykul brewmaster named Melba. Here is the location of her meadery along the northern Stormheim coast. If we can convince her to share her secret recipe with us, we will gain a significant advantage over the enemy. Grandmaster, how are your skills of persuasion?
We serve all of Azeroth.
Well, I don't exactly have a persuasion check like in, say, Dragon Age Origins, but I think I can be pretty charming and convincing and persuasive.
Where are we going today, Grandmaster?
We are going to learn how to create a mighty brew, which we will use against the Legion, called the Storm Brew. By the way, that is basically the main goal of the Monk Order Hall campaign here, is to learn and create this brew.
Farewell.
Now, it may not be as relevant as some of the other Order Hall campaigns in terms of what they're doing to help defeat the Legion, but I'm okay with this, because this is, one, it's kind of fitting for the monks, and two, because it is us, one, gaining an advantage against the Legion, this very powerful brew that can give us a huge boost in strength and power and stuff, but, you know, being able to use this in order to take down a portion of the Legion's forces. We're dealing with an Eridar who is trying to take out the entire Monk Order Hall and has been attacking Pandaria, and this is us being able to try and counter and stop that portion of the Legion's forces. And of course, anytime we can be able to try and take out an Eridar that's leading some of their forces, it becomes kind of an advantage for us. It may not be incredibly relevant, but it is something. Plus, you guys saw, that was their version of the Storm Brew. And we can now be able to get the recipe to try and tweak it somewhat here and there in order to be able to make our own version, which, let's remind ourselves how incredibly talented the Pandarans and just the Monks Order Hall in general is when it comes to things like creating brew. I mean, after all, we have Chen Stormstout with us, who we know, working on brew is, of course, one of the things that the Stormstouts are usually known for. So, you get a recipe for something like the Storm Brew into the hands of the Pandarans. Whew. Pretty awesome things are going to happen. I really want that mount. You can see it here if you go down to Pandaria here. The Thundering Onyx Cloud Serpent from the Timeless Isle. It drops from Hulan. 1 in 100 chance. And that's basically what it looks like. What Chen is on right now. I really like the look of that mount. Now, of course, the heavenly black one, as you can see, is, of course, the heavenly onyx one, is the one that drops from the Shaw of Anger. As you can see, I haven't really put that many attempts on him, but then again, my thing got completely reset here when I had to move to this new PC. But I haven't had that many attempts on him in general because, well, let's be honest, a 1 in 2,000 chance. Let's just say that, I don't ever expect to get this mount. I'm just having realistic expectations here. You know, this is one of those where I'm just like, yeah, I may end up having hundreds and hundreds of attempts on this mount, you know, before I ever actually possibly have a shot at it actually dropping. And that's just kind of the approach I've taken with any of the world boss mounts that you probably see here listed when it comes to the Pandaria world boss ones, including this one. This is another one I want, the Thundering Kobold one. I'll be honest, I actually want this one a little more than the Heavenly one. I just like the Thundering Cloud Serpent look a little bit more. Here's a contrast. Like, the Heavenly one has this bright kind of, you know, color and outlook to it, which is nice looking, but then you've got the Thundering one, which is just surging with power and electricity like that, and I just love that look. There's just something about it that just, like, I find very appealing, but that's just me.
The
Hello
Black
there.
Brew is running low, Slifna. If Melba were still here, we would never run dry.
Who's she talking to? Oh. Silba. Oh. Silfna, I guess. Sorry.
What's brewing?
Are you looking for Melba? I am her apprentice, but you won't find my master here. I am looking for Brewmaster Melba.
Farewell. We're about 2 years too late, my friend. Melba is dead. Come, monk. Walk with me. My master's recipes were famous for their taste and potency. We used to ship barrels every day. Golden apple, sweet and crisp. Black brew, dark and bitter. Wood hot, oaken and bright. Melba's storm brew was the rarest and most desired of her recipes. It was even said that the thunder god Odin served this brew in his hall of champions.
He does, actually, in the
Morgan,
dungeon.
head brewer of a nearby clan, harbored jealousy of my master's skill. He sent a band of raiders to kill her and steal the recipe. Mordjern has the recipe now, but he lacks skill. What you drank at the Gates of Valor was pure sludge. It holds only a fraction of Stormbrew's true power.
I'm guessing this is Melba's grave.
What can I do for you?
My master was loved by many, and she passed her knowledge to me. However, the recipe for Storm Brew, her most fiercely guarded secret, was stolen before she could teach it to me. Mordjern, I hope I pronounced that right, the head brewer of the Tidescorn clan, has the Storm Brew recipe. I have never been strong enough to assault his fortress alone, but together with you, I think we can claim retribution for my fallen master. I would like nothing better than to pry the recipe from Mordjern's cold, dead fingers. While we are there, we will sample his storm brew. I'd like to see if his brewing skills are even near my master's. Taste the sour storm brew, the weak storm brew, the blazing storm brew, and then kill Mordjern for the recipe.
Pleasant journeys.
I don't need the grapple hook. It's like, go get the grapple hook. No, I don't need it. Now, of course, if I was doing this, like, say, you know, while leveling or before flying was added to Legion, then yeah, sure. But at this point, it's like, come on. I'm doing this at a point where obviously I'm flying and I don't need the grapple hook because I can fly. Now, the grapple hook was great before you could fly in this expansion. But, obviously, you don't. Once you get flying, it becomes completely irrelevant.
Champion, it's good to see you. Rykul aren't known for their hospitality.
This is the right place. This is find the stolen recipe here. This is find the stolen recipe here. This find the stolen find the stolen find the stolen recipe here.
Wow, okay. This is the right place. I wonder if we can find the stolen recipe here.
Thieves and murderers.
I need to get closer. Too far.
Ew.
Mother of Odin! That tasted worse than Runehorn curd!
So now I have a 60-minute debuff where my stats are decreased. Ugh.
My master Melba taught me everything she knew,
I am out of
including the
range.
fighting techniques of ancient Vrykul brewer kings and queens. Good flavor, but it's as weak as rainwater.
So I got a 5% stat buff, so apparently that one wasn't that bad.
I hope Melba's looking upon me now. How long have I waited for vengeance?
Alright, this is the Blazing.
Yes, now that's strong. But my master's was still better.
So for 5 minutes, damage taken reduced and critical strike increased by 50%. Wow! Alright, now let's go get the recipe.
Good to see
here.
you again, Grandmaster.
I need to get closer.
What the? Hey! Do you guys mind?
I am out of range. I do not have a target.
What journey brings you here?
Complex diagram with many notes and drawings. The last time I saw these notes, I was still a young child. I understand much of what is written here now. They won't be easy to acquire everything here, but I believe we can do it. Oh my gosh. We've got 3 separate quests here.
Keep your sword.
Let's step outside for a
and your
moment, shall we?
bow closer. What's brewing?
Oh. Apparently this guy takes issue with that.
What journey brings you here?
First, we need water from Freya's spring. Once a year on the first day of solstice, the sun hits the white-capped summit of the highest peak in High Mountain. The melting snow runs through a ravine and collects in a crystalline pool. Some say these waters grant eternal youth. Silly stories, if you ask me, but we will need this rare, purified water for our brew. I suggest sending our champions to collect us a sample, for your skills would be needed elsewhere. Mission table. The hops for our brew must be of very specific, and they will also be hard to acquire. Amaranthine hops only grow in the realm known as the Emerald Dream, meaning we can only acquire this ingredient from a druid. There is one such supplier from whom I received this item, but she may ask for something in exchange. Okay, speak to Aster Leaf, and Valtron trade 20 Stonehide leather. Okay, so I can get those. I've made a new breakthrough with Melba's Storm Brew recipe. We need the use of a special cauldron, one that is owned by Odin himself. This cauldron is located in none other than the Halls of Valor. There is only one way to enter this exalted place, and that is through the Storm God's favor. You must find a way to enter the Hall of Warriors. You may require allies for this endeavor.
Pleasant.
We can actually go speak to her master, Melba, in the Halls of Valor dungeon in order to be able to get this cauldron so we can help make this brew. So, yeah. So, we have to do 5 missions on the table. We have to go talk to... yeah, let's see if we can actually go see what she has to say. Now, it said that we're going to have to go give her some of this stonehide leather, which, you know, that sounds like something I could probably just go get from the auction house and then just go back to her and be like, alright, here you go. So let's quickly head on over there and see what she has to say before we cut it off. Because obviously I'll cut it off so I can be able to have the time to take care of sending them on these missions on the table. Now, I could show you what happens in the dungeon. You know, be able to show you, like, where she is and, you know, doing that. And, of course, you know, just go through the Halls of Valor dungeon once again, which I've done so many times. But, you know. These days, I unfortunately have issues when I go into that dungeon. It's only when we go into the forest area where Fenrir is, because, well, let's just say going to an area with trees and grass and such just tends to affect my rig and kind of drop my frame rate. You'll probably see this when we get to Val Shara.
My goods are of the highest quality.
Yes, I do have amaranthine hops, but they took me quite a while, quite some time to gather. I cannot part with them easily. However, I'd be willing to trade them for some stonehide leather. If you come upon any, bring it to me and we can make a trade.
Farewell.
Bring me some leather and I will gladly trade you my amaranthine hops. So, yeah, I'll have to go take care of that. I also completely forgot to do this. Whee! Now I'm faster. Alright. Obviously, I do not have any of those leathers, so I'm going to work on getting those leathers and sending my guys on those missions at the mission table. And when we come back, I may show you guys the Halls of Valor dungeon and us going to see Melba to get the cauldron to work on making the storm brew. Stay tuned.